Hi, hip flexors. Who does abdominals and thinks, my hip flexors are really tight, or I can't use my abs because my hip flexors take over? Lots of people do it. So we want to get to a place where our abs are stronger than our hip flexors and we can do crunches mindfully and know that we're working the right muscles. So if you are someone who suffers with really tight hip flexors, then this is for you. And if you don't know whether or not you are, you can do this anyway because it's a good diagnostic thing to do. So basically what we're going to do is, just to explain, so any movement we do where we're kind of lifting our legs, whether it's on the floor or standing up, we're working our hip flexors or anything that's moving from here. This part of movement, so that contraction, that's going to use our core muscles, our abdominals, okay? So it's different to that, which is using our hips. So if we're lying on the floor doing our normal crunches or maybe some leg movements, you probably start to feel the hip flexors kick in, which is okay if they do a little bit, but you want to get to the point where you can do your abdominal exercises and know you're predominantly using your abs. So what I'm giving you today is kind of a temporary fix, because eventually we want to be able to do a whole range of core exercises that works all of our muscles in the core, and knowing that we're using the right muscles. So this what I'm giving you today is that you can do them as much as you need to until you can feel, okay, right, I can feel my abs working and my hip flexors are deactivated. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to deactivate our hip flexors by using our opposing muscle sets, so glutes or hamstrings. So there's two main ways of doing this. One is you can put like a strap around your ankles and attach it to something, or even get someone to pull it. But let's face it, who's going to sit for 10 minutes and pull a strap? Unless you've got a really big dog, you could like get your dog to sit on it. Otherwise, so strap around the ankles, and that's going to engage the hamstrings because you'll actively pull on it. Or you can use a chair or a surface that's about knee height. Lie down and you can lift, come onto the heels, knees are hip distance apart. I want you to lift your buttocks just off the floor. So what this will do is engage your hamstrings and your glutes. So squeeze your glutes, squeeze your hamstrings, and now your hip flexors, you'll feel the squeegee, are deactivated. You can't tighten them even if you want to, unless you put your buttocks back down. Have a go at that. Okay, so they're up. You can't, you'll feel they're squashed. So either hands across the chest here, or I like to take a little bit of neck support. I'm going to keep the elbows open so I'm not crunching the neck at all. Now be really gentle in this position. You're not going to go very far. It will feel quite difficult because it could be for the first time in a long time you're just going to use your core because your hip flexors can't take over. Keep squeezing the hamstrings and buttocks. Draw the navel in, and as always we lift the pelvic floor first, and we're going to exhale. Think about this central bit from your lower ribs, your diaphragm, to your pubic bone, so your pelvic floor is working in all the abdominals. Exhale up, inhale down. Don't use the arms to force. In fact, if you can, if you're comfortable, open the chest, reach the fingers either side of the legs. Exhale up, inhale down. Hamstrings are working, glutes are working, and abs are working. This is where we're focusing. Exhale up, inhale down. Now you might be able to do a few of those. Lower the buttocks, and then you'll be able to feel that you can still do them with the hips on the floor, with the hip flexors deactivated. But it gets you in a mindset where you can feel, okay, that's not working, and this is what it should feel like. So that hopefully will be helpful if you're a person who's constantly doing abs thinking, I'm just feeling my hip flexors take over. That will strengthen, 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 and gradually be able to take over. I hope that's helpful. Lots more to come.